Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show that is dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So tonight, it's my Wednesday night favorites, and I'm doing my top 25 favorite progressive rock bands from the third wave and onward. So basically, for those of you who don't really know, progressive rock's kind of broken into three categories. I figure most people already know this, but you have the initial phase that started in the 60s and went through the 70s. That was the classic era of prog rock, if you prefer. Then you had the second wave of progressive rock that started in the 80s, also known as the neo-prog bands. And then you have the third wave that, kind of started in the 90s and is continued on into the modern era, which is the way I've broken it up. So the bands you're going to get came either in the 90s or all the way up to the 2023. They could have come anywhere in there. So I'm sticking with that philosophy tonight. I also apologize. This video will come out late, as I was in late and this was a little bit of an assembly work here. And many of these bands are very close because they're all fairly new to me. Most of them are fairly new. I've only had maybe the top, looking at them now, I'm thinking maybe just the top 2 or 3 are bands that I've been listening to regularly. The rest of them are fairly new. I've had a listen here or there from every one of them, but none of them has had really any real major impact. So this really isn't the list of my favorites, really. It isn't. It's more a list of the bands I like, prog bands that I like that are fairly new or are in this third wave that I'm getting into now. So I hope you'll enjoy the video. Took a little bit of time to assemble this. I had to go through all the bands that I wasn't sure about and then eliminate the few that I think just don't sit with me as well as the others. So there you go. So I will give some honorable mentions at the end, and basically I'm going to go my normal fashion from my 25th favorite all the way to my first favorite. And none of these bands that made the top 25, I don't dislike any of them. It's just that some of them I like a little more, and then some I like a lot more. So I don't have many props, only for a couple of them, because they're all, like I said, fairly new to me. I think maybe the longest running one here is maybe like 6 months. So that's not very length of time to really kind of absorb anything from a lot of these bands. Basically, it's just an image, the feeling, how that music made me feel, or whether I like this or that. Anyways, let's get underway with it. So we have, coming in at number 25 is a band from the US called Enchant. I liked what I heard. I think this is I'm not really sure. Anyways, it's a prog band, so it comes in at number 25. Number 24, that's the one. It's Arena. Arena is a bit of a mix of different bands here and from different places. And really good stuff here, though. I like their music. Only little bits I've heard here and there. Definitely qualifies them for being on this list. Magenta is the next band, and at number 23 from the US. Another good band. The Muse. I actually have a Muse album. I do have one. And I do not really know where I put it. It's not really where I thought it would be. Just give me one quick look here on the other side. I'm not seeing it. Well, anyways, I apologize. I do have a Muse album. I have listened to it. My girlfriend gave it to me. She didn't know what it was, but she thought I might like it. And I did like it. It was pretty good. So the Muse coming at number 22. They're also from the UK. Big Train, listened to them a couple times in the last couple days. Not too bad. I like them. They're pretty good. They come in at number 21. Sylvan, which is a German band from Germany, of course, coming in at number 20. Cassandran Glass, a Serbian band. This band was actually surprised me. I listened to them a couple times and they moved right up fairly quickly because I like what I heard. Very, very interesting band. Then you got the Kingston Wall from Poland. very kind of a little bit of progressive. Well, they're progressive, of course, but a little bit of folkiness to some of their music. Kind of an interesting band. The next one is one from Sweden called Anecdoten. Pretty solid band, very kind of classical prog band sounding, like from that era of the original classic rock bands. Like them quite a bit. They're a band that I definitely want to listen to more of. Next band up in 16th spot is a band called Everon from Germany. I like them a lot too. Same thing. It wasn't as easy to find some of their music. There's not much written about them out there, and there's not a lot of... I had to go actually onto the YouTube site to find some of these songs. So yeah, Everon, Germany band coming in 16. Next one up is called Planet X from the US. This is a band that definitely want to hear more of. They could have come up a little bit higher, but I haven't had the time really to listen to much stuff with these new Battle of the Bands going, and I got some other stuff going on my baseball league and all kinds of stuff. Barely have time to eat, to be honest with you. Next up is Pineapple Thief. Most people know who they are. They've got some different sounds to their music. I think of them as kind of a progressive pop band. So yeah, UK's Pineapple Thief coming in 14. Number 13, The Flying Colours is a super group. Had a chance to listen to more of their music than a lot of these other bands, and they're quite actually kind of heavier than I would have thought they were going to be. And I think it's this band that kind of has that kind of rushy sound to it in some of their music. Anyways, next up is Elevator, or Elevator. I'm not sure how you want to pronounce it. It's a US band. Solid band. This is a band that impressed me initially when I first heard them. Haven't had much chance to go back to their stuff, but definitely a band I want to. And of course, the same falls here for Spock's Beard, which comes in at number 11. Definitely a band I want to hear more of. I think they're probably one of the better prog bands. Definitely going to move up, no doubt about it. Transatlantic, I've heard a couple of their entire albums. The first one I really liked a lot. Second one not as much, but still pretty good. Of course, it's got Mike Portnoy and guys from some other significant bands. I think there's somebody from Spock's Beard, another guy from Marillion, and then one from Porcupine Tree. So it's a pretty impressive display of musicians on this band. Anyways, next one up is IZZ. This is a band that fell under the radar with me initially, and then I gave them another listen today, and I thought, these guys are really good, man. I want to give them more attention too. So IZZ, or if you prefer IZZ, they're being US, it'd be IZZ, right? So they're coming in at number 9. Number 8 is a band that I'm going to do a video on very shortly for their new album that just came out. I just don't have the time to do all these things. I'm already doing like 14 videos a week. It's a lot. So I will try to squeeze them in where I can. And Riverside is a Polish band as well. They're a pretty solid band though. Next band up, I think, is another band that I really liked quite a bit on my first couple of listens to. Mostly Autumn, as they're called, and they're from the UK as well. Now, the next 6 bands I've had a lot more listening time to, and hence the reason why they're higher up in the list. One of them is this band, Porcupine Tree. This is a solid band. They've got a lot of different sounds to their music, though. Some of them sound more kind of acoustic, others a little bit more eclectic, and then there's some bands that are some of the stuff is pretty heavy as well. So it's a very different sounding band. But I like what I heard. The one that's in my playlist, or going into my playlist, I think that's probably my favorite at this moment. Next band up is Glass Hammer. This is a band with some real good sounds to them. And the reason I got into this band, started trying to listen to them, is because of John Davidson, who sings with Yes. I wanted to hear where he came from and stuff, and I like them quite a bit. So they're coming in at number 5. Number 4, Ackland. This is a band that has a lot of fairly lengthy songs. The couple of albums I've listened to them, the Me, or is it My? I don't know how you want to pronounce it. MEI, anyways. Really solid album. I think it's an album on my list to purchase, so I think I like that one quite a bit. So they come in at number 4. Number 3 is a U.S. band called Farpoint. This is a strong band. Definitely want to hear more stuff from them. I'll be looking for stuff from them as well. They impressed me with the first 2 or 3 songs I actually heard from them. I like them a lot. Then, of course, the top 2 bands are by far the top 2. Nobody's close at this point. One of them I try to listen to at least one of their albums a week. I don't own any of them, so I've been listening to them online. Some fairly lengthy compositions, but they're very Yes-like in a lot of their ways, which is a real treat for me. I haven't heard anything Yes-like for years, and so I'm talking about the Flower Kings, of course. Most people know who they are. I don't think I need to say much about them. And then the top band, without a doubt for me, is this band. I have 2 of their albums now. One of them is almost ready to go in the playlist, and then there's this one, Warbler. They're a a Norwegian band. I just love these guys. Their music is so crisp, nice sounding, really strong instrumentation. The vocals could be a little bit more powerful, but they've got usually 5 or 6 tracks per album and very well crafted stuff. And you can get this at Razor's Edge too. I think, I'm not sure about this. Let's see if I can see it on here. But I think this is one of the bands that, well, I know that Ken Golden is involved with these guys. I don't know if he actually produces this particular group, but I mean, this is a nice looking album. The other one's even better looking, and such good music on both of them. I enjoy them both quite a bit. Pretty much play one of them a night in my stereo in my room. So yeah, fantastic group, and they're number 1, and there was never going to be any doubt they were going to be number 1. They're the band I've listened to the most of all the new progressive bands, and by far my favorite right now. So I'm going to reiterate them, and then I'll give you my honorable mention. So we have at number 1, Wobbler. At number 2, the Flower Kings. Number 3, Farpoint. Number 4, Ekelin. Number 5, Glass Hammer. Number 6, Porcupine Tree. Number 7, Mostly Autumn. Number 8, Riverside. Number 9, IZZ, or IZZ if you're Canadian, which I am. Number 10 is Transatlantic. Number 11, Spock's Beard. Number 12, Elevator, or Elevator, however you want to say it. Number 13, Flying Colors. That's another supergroup. Number 14, Pineapple Thief. Number 15, Planet X. Number 16, Everon. Number 17, Ankdoten. I can never say Ankdoten. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a Swedish band. Number 18, Kingston Wall. Number 19, Cassandran Glass. Number 20, Sylvan. Number 21, Big Big Train. Number 22, The Muse. Number 23, Magenta. Number 24, Arena. And number 25, Enchant. And some of the honorable mentions now. Bands that, all of these bands, these honorable mentions, all of them could have made the list, but there's just only 25 spots, so I can't put them all on. There's not really much separating any of these honorable mentions from any of the bottom, say, from about 14 down. So you could just flip them around. It's no big deal. Like, most of them I haven't heard enough stuff from them to say how much I like or dislike them. For now, I like them, so that's what's important. Iona, which is a UK band. Apocalypse from Brazil. Mars Volta, I think many of you probably thought I would put them on there. I didn't enjoy them as much as I thought I would, but I will give them more of a chance. And they're a US band. Tenjin, it's a band that they could go either way. I have a feeling this band's either going to be one of my top bands or just non-existent for me. I'm not really sure how that's going to fly. Karen Taka, UK band, like them too. Quindin from Poland. Certain aspects of their music I liked, some aspects I wasn't crazy about. And then, of course, The Tangent, which is another supergroup. I don't tend to be a big supergroup person. Generally speaking, I will listen to their music because of the musicians in there, but I generally tend not to gravitate towards supergroups. And I didn't really know that until recently, but that seems to be the trend with me. So anyways, there you have it, my top 25 progressive rock bands from the third wave and onward. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And I'll be back next Wednesday with another favorites from me. So take care. Have a good night. Bye.